That's that duplication.
That's duplication.
Happy and blessed Tuesday night, team. I'm going to ask our Vice President, Rob, if you can give me a thumbs up on the screen if you hear me loudly and clear. Perfect, perfect. Thank you so very much always for plugging in. But again, happy and blessed Tuesday night, team Relentless. We do this each and every week. If we haven't already met, my name is Mayra Ferreira. I'm one of your executive directors with this program. And I feel like it's a privilege where I get to connect with you all and meet you, give you a huge welcome. Congratulations on taking a step into this journey, because just like you, at one point, I was invited as well. And they haven't been able to get rid of me since then. So all seriousness, folks, you're stepping into an absolute amazing transformational year to come. Put a 1 in the chat if you're brand new, and put a 5 in the chat if you've already registered to attend this weekend's event, Jumpstart in Dallas, Texas. I am super thrilled for everyone that I get to see out there as well, learn with and grow with through that experience. So again, a huge shout out, pat yourself on the back for taking that leap of faith forward. Maybe you got in just by a special invite just to help someone out, and you might not have yet been able to realize what this truly is, but you do want to stay plugged in and connected. Now we're going to begin the night with recognitions. So these are our top 10 agents that have actually expanded our family. So maybe when you hear some of these names, they're the individual that thought of you, thought to bring you along with them on this journey. You're a part of the family now. Again, welcome to the team. But we're going to acknowledge those top 10 agents. This is in the entire Team Relentless umbrella nationwide that is created by, led, and founded by our Senior Vice President, Mr. Xavier Marrero. But again, let's starting off with the number one list. Number one in that list, Executive Vice President David Marquez, Luis Rodriguez, Javier Alejandro, Newton, Albillard, Dr. Arnold Bogarty, Terry Rowley, Arlie Alanis, Chantel Ramirez, Sandra Mendez, and Frank Amons. So light it up in the chat, team. We are big on celebration. We are big on recognition. You know, be excited for all the winning that happens around you, just as if you would want others to be excited with you too. Now, moving on to our second top 10 list, it is for the agents who have had the highest number of client enrollments. So these are individuals that have made a serious decision about 2022 and 2022 and their goals, and they've decided to allow this proven system to get them to the next level. They're going to be more future success stories, and who knows, eventual partners as well, right? Because like one of our vice presidents, Bruno, said at one point, everybody is already an agent. They just don't know that they have a back office, so they haven't locked in a back office yet, right? So again, these are our customers' top 10 list. First spot held by none other than Vice President Bruno Florida. Next, Tina Levan Foster, Jennifer Roman, Regional Vice President Raisa Ortero, Christopher Vitucci, Zandra Valles, Anthony Kelly, Crystal Marrero, Tayana Foster, and Yvette Espinosa. So celebrate them in the chat. I know we're all muted, but that's why I'm over here coming at y'all live and direct, hopefully emitting some of the energy that I'm feeling and excitement, and celebrating these individuals for just handing the keys to success to these other families that can go ahead and decide to create a legacy for themselves. But I'm going to go into introducing tonight's very first speaker, but I do want to just, throughout the whole entire team, send a big, huge virtual hug to our Senior Vice President, Mr. Xavier Marrero. He's feeling a little bit under the weather right now, but we know that there's an entire relentless team of prayerful people, of just positive people, of people that have so much love and appreciation for you. So we're all hoping that you can take this time as a bit of a break and just, you know, get back to that 100% Teflon who you are. Go ahead and put a 100X in the chat just to show our Senior Vice President some love, you know, because again, he's killing the game. And I know if not for him, I don't know where I'd be right now. And I will forever remain in gratitude for his invite to this, just like so many other people. But we are going to go ahead and move into our very first speaker for tonight, right? I know he has great announcements to make, super exciting news for us overall as a team. He's someone that I met by way of this journey, and he's totally an example, in my opinion, of what it is to really move forward by your heart, really moving forward by your passion of service to others, really leading with his heart first and foremost. You know, understand that this man right here was actually a homeowner at the age of 19. So his credit was on point. I was past 19 years old with jacked up credit, and I needed this help, right? But he actually decided to partner with this company because he saw the impact it could make. Having had an extensive background in financial institutions, knowing what it felt like to tell a lot of people no, he decided to put himself on the other side of that so he could learn how to tell a lot of people yes. He's been an absolute blessing as far as a leadership, as far as a trainer for our company and various events already. And he's someone that I really constantly learn from and appreciate a great deal, always rooting for the team, always being an example of leadership. And he's actually a vice president with this opportunity. That means he's created a business generating a minimum of 100K every 30 days. He's broken many records on his journey and on his path of success. He's also an R&R Club member, not only in real life, right? We have our very own Team Relentless, Team R&R, but also with his accomplishment of having a company paid for Mercedes-Benz, that he has a beautiful story on how he took his son, who had witnessed his car getting repoed before his success, that also was able to witness him drive off the lot with his brand new Mercedes-Benz. So that's leading with heart. That's leading with a phenomenal story. Please give your undivided attention to none other than our Vice President, Mr. Rob Santiago. You got it, boss. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me okay?
Perfectly fine. It's all yours.
Thank you, Myra. I appreciate you. Got to give it back to you. Always coming through and hosting these calls every week, man. Let's give it up to God, right, for us being here and making it through a new year. Happy New Year to everybody. I want everybody to put some prayers together for our SVP, that he'd be on a speedy recovery. That man's Teflon, so that ain't nothing getting through him. He'll be all right. But I'm honored, man. I'm honored anytime I get a chance to be here in front of the organization. I just celebrated 4 years with the company on the 23rd of December. So I'm excited about that. I tell everybody jokingly, but I feel like I just graduated college. Like I just spent my 4 years, right? And now I'm really getting out into the real world. I'm starting this 5th year and I'm excited. Right now, one of the 2 topics that I get to talk about is something that's near and dear to me. One is new goals. It's a new year, a lot of new goals in place. And I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about vision, but it's a new year. It's day 4 of 2022. We were talking about the new year coming, and I don't know about y'all, but 2021 felt like it was 6 months long. It just flew by, right? 2022, it's already here, and we're excited about it. Us as leaders who've been here for a while, we understand what time of the year we in, the first quarter of the year, how important it is, how exciting it is, how much income is being created, how many title promotions happen. Every first quarter of the year has always been a super exciting time for our organization again. So new goals for the new year. One thing that if you guys haven't done a vision board yet, definitely practice that. I used to be one of the individuals that didn't really think that existed. I don't know if you could relate. I'm like, oh, I got to cut pictures out and put it on the board. What's that going to do? That was my mindset at first, but really listening to my mentors and making these things plain. There's a lot of things that you guys may want in this 2022 season. After accomplishing or not accomplishing what you did last year. 5 things that I always work on, just on goals personally, that I could share with you guys, and you can write these things down. The first one over the last 2 years that I've really been working on is spiritual growth, right? A spiritual goal. That's something this past year, I had it on my vision board since 2019 of getting baptized, being married, all of these things, and they all came to fruition last year. So that to me, I feel that's why y'all hear me now. I'm like, yo, let's thank God. You see my team's name. I'm super excited about where my life has gone and how it's grown in that way. And I could shout out our SVP because he's one of the people that pushed me in that direction. So spiritual goals. What kind of spiritual goals do you have this year? The next one is mental, right? Like mentally, like, yo, where do you want to be? If you suffer with anxiety, if you suffer with depression, if you suffer with, a disease, a sickness, or anything like that, just having your mental at another level this year, you always want to grow that. The mind is the biggest muscle we have, and the most powerful one. So being able to really get your mindset strong this year is another goal, right? The third one I put physical. What kind of physical goals do you have? getting in better shape, eating better, staying away from certain habits that keep your energy levels low, right? We always talk about high energy equals high income. So if you're not eating right and you're not putting the right foods in your body to keep your energy levels high too, that's another part of the overall success, right? Think about how many successful people that you see that they spiritually grown, their mindset is on point. They got a great physique because they're disciplined and they take care of their body, you know what I mean, at the same time. And then relationships is the next thing, you know, relationships with God, with family. You know, I've been working on building a better relationship with my mom. We had a great relationship, but it's always been rocky because I was always the husband in the situation. I don't know if somebody could relate, you know, so having a better relationship with my mom, with my kids, you know, that's a big goal for me this year, is having a better father relationship with my kids. Even though I think I have a great one already, I always want to do better as a husband now. You know what I mean? As a leader in my team, as a leader in my community, all of these kind of things, the relationships that I build with people and my friends. You know, I know we put a lot of time and effort into our business, but friends and family that did support me, you know, making sure that those relationships stay alive and that you create new ones, you know, always building new relationships. And the last one is financial. I know a lot of you guys, when it comes to goals, income is probably the first thing that you put down. You know, put a 1 in the chat if that's, you know, if you're that person, you're like, yo, are you thinking goals? Or I want to make 100K a month. You know, and the first thing that kind of comes to your mind is financial, which is okay, you know, but I kind of want to shift your mindset a little bit about how to prepare those goals. And the way that I did them. Look, spiritual, mental, physical, you know, relationship wise, and then financial, because I feel that if you did those in those order, right, you got your mental, your spiritual on tour, your physical, right, your relationships, everything is going in this growth pattern, the finances is going to follow that, you know, because guess what, now that you're spiritually growing, people want to be closer to somebody who's got some spiritual growth with them, you know. Of course, having that mindset on point, somebody with a very strong mindset, posture, having somebody with a great physique that they could teach you some things, right? Having great relationships that are built, because I really feel the key to this business is building genuine relationships, great long-lasting relationships, you know, business relationships and so on, and then the finances being on track, you know. So, and for writing down your goals, keep those things in mind. I got, you know, my goals written down from those spiritual goals, from getting baptized to going to church every Sunday. You know, that was a big goal for me this year. Getting my mind right by doing a lot of more personal development that I've been doing, you know, making sure that I'm getting my 20-30 minutes in the morning, 20-30 minutes at night. How I start my day is how I end my day. And continuously pushing that, even down to working out and eating right. You know, shout out to me and the wife. No soda for like the last 3 days. Super proud of her. We got Cokes and Sprites in the fridge looking at us, and we're not touching them. You know what I mean? We've had clean meals throughout the week, and it's something that we're doing together. You know, just trying to help continue to grow in every aspect, you know, which is going to help. Because if we eat better, we got higher energy. If we got higher energy, we're going to feel better. We're going to make more money, period. You know, so being able to do that, and, you know, taking time for ourselves as a relationship with our team, a lot of things I got set up for the team. And when it comes to finances, you know, right now, writing down financial goals that you have as a family, you know, what kind of trips we want to take, kind of things that we want to do to our house, the type of properties that we want to have. Yeah, that wedding dress. Exactly. That's another one, right? That's in the finance. We got to cut the budget for that. Get ready. That's soon. But all of these things, you know, really being able to prepare and have that game plan set out. And one thing that I learned, and I put the video in the Relentless Band chat, if y'all didn't see it today, I put goal setting with Grant Cardone. There was a video that we watched yesterday, and Grant Cardone kind of went over on how he sets his goals. And what's crazy is that you always hear people say, yo, put an end date on your goal, when you're going to hit it, right? You always hear that from mentor. And it was crazy because he was putting it in the opposite. He was like, no, you want to write your goals down? And I'm not going to write exactly, like he made this example. He was like, I want to do 40 billion in real estate, but I'm not doing it by this year. I know that it's like probably impossible to do it, but I know it's going to come, you know? And then he started writing down all the things and all the goals that he wanted when it came to real estate goals, relationship goals, family. You know, like he even mentioned having a happy wife and happy kids. You know what's crazy? It took him 26 years to accomplish that goal. But now he has it. He has a happy wife and 2 happy children. You know, now he's worth billions in real estate. These are all goals. And what he expressed to us on that video, when you go back and watch it, is how to rewrite those goals every day, 2 to 3 times a day. So when you wake up in the morning, you get in your mindset right, yo, you rewriting these goals. You should already have them up somewhere where you can see them. Alfred always talks about the bathroom window, right, or the mirror, or the refrigerator, wherever you have them, but continuously write these goals out over and over again. So you wake up in the morning with gratitude, you write your goals down. Now your mind is being programmed to focus on doing something towards those goals that day. And then you remind yourself again, midday, right? One tip that I got from Eric Thomas is recording your affirmations. So the way that Grant recording your affirmations. So say you recorded yourself in present tense, and I wrote down some examples earlier today saying that I am a 6-figure, or I do earn 6 figures. I have a happy wife and kids. I love my new home. Like I'm speaking it in present time or past tense. You know what I mean? Not like, and actually writing those goals out that way. And then every day, just repeating it over and over and over, repetition over and over again. So that's something that I'm working on this year when it comes to goal writing. Do that. Have it written out every day. New sheet of paper, man. Rip a new sheet out of the chapter and start over on that new day. January 5th tomorrow. What the goal is, I am earning, I am willing, I am doing all of this, and put down those tasks for the day and start checking those things off, man. I'm telling you, you do that 2 to 3 times a day, all those goals are going to come true. Your vision board, your goal is putting in, and then now you taking the action to put those, the action in place to make those goals a reality. So again, that's a task for me to you guys. If you haven't done that yet, especially those 5 topics that I talked about overall in life, not just income. Don't let that be the first goal, even though it's important. Like X says all the time, money's up there with oxygen and we need it to accomplish a lot of other things. But if you focus on that only in the beginning, that's what you focus on, and people see that, like you're not going to grow here if you're just looking for money. You know, it got to be a higher impact that you're trying to make, and your goals got to be like detailed and descriptive, like really going into detail what you want, the car you want, the house you want, the everything, income, all of that stuff, right? So we good when it comes to goals. I think we pretty straightforward. I didn't really create slides or anything like that. I just wanted to kind of talk to you guys from the heart when it came to this, but have those in place. Have those goals in place. Share it with your spouse. Share it with your, one thing that he mentioned as well, if you really want to know who your true friends are, share your goals with them. You want to really see who your real supporters are and your family, your friends and all that, share your goals with them, as crazy as they may sound. You're going to get some people that's going to be like, yo, David, you bugging. Like, that's crazy. Why would you even put those type of goals? And then you're going to get some other people that are really pushing, yo, I can't wait to see you hit those. That's incredible that you made those goals. Man, why don't you help me put my goals into place? Now you can really start specifying who rocks with you and who don't, right? That's good to know about your circle. So the next thing I really wanted to touch base on, so we could keep this to the point, is vision. You know, you got to have a long-term vision when it comes to this industry and this business. I got a chance to talk with the team today about going professional, going pro in this business. And I actually showed them some pictures of a sports player you guys may know by Michael Jordan, you know, and I showed them a picture of Michael Jordan in high school, when he was in college, and when he was a championship, NBA Finals championship MVP, you know, and it's a process. You got to think about becoming a professional, making the decision to become a professional. That's a long-term vision. You don't become a professional in 30 days or 60 days. It takes time. You know, I kind of joked about it earlier today when I mentioned 4 years of school, like college, and me like these last, I've only been in network marketing for 4 years, period. So I like to relate my story to Alfred and the leaders before me that individual right now is making what, $5 million, $6 million a year in the industry at 28, 29 years old, but he been in the game for 10 years, 11 years. So see the vision. Think about, picture a 19-year-old Alfred Nixon. You know, I think about 19-year-old Alfred Nixon compared to 26-year-old or 27-year-old Rob. We started in the same time, different ages, but that was our start, right? So right now, when he started at 19, those first 3 years of college and network marketing for him were very hard. He struggled a lot. He didn't make any money, $1,500 in 3 years, but he was up late nights, early mornings, studying, right? Just like how college people do, they study and they're taking tests, they going crazy to do that. But he didn't see the results of those 3 years yet. But the vision that he had for himself in 2022, he's seen it when he was 19. You understand what I mean? So when it comes to having a vision long term, you got to see this thing. It don't matter what age you are right now. You got to see this thing being a 5 to 10 year long term. Right now, like, I feel like I just started, even though I've been here for 4 years, but now I'm thinking, yo, Alfred is in year 11. So where would I be in year 11? Where would I be in year 10 if at year 4 I'm an R&R club earning the vice president now? It took me, I didn't have a fast success story, people. When I first came in, yeah, we hit regional sales director pretty quick. I stood at that title for over 2 years, watching a lot of people come up and win and celebrating. And I knew my time was coming because my vision was clear. Like, they could talk to you, nobody could question the work ethic, but the vision was clear. I knew I was going to be a vice president one day. I knew I was going to be a 6-figure earner with the company. I knew I was going to have the R&R car. Like, I knew all of those things were coming because the vision that was painted for me by our SVP, by our Pinnacle Senior Vice President, they painted the vision for me already. Xavier was already paving the way for me in the beginning when I was first starting. So my belief was up. I was like, man, I know this is going to happen. You know, you got to have a different type of vision and to be able to see things happen before they happen and to see things in people that they don't see in themselves. That's a huge skill as a leader. Right now, I got a lot of up and coming vice presidents on my team. Shout out to my whole organization. I'm super proud of my leadership, but I already see my leaders as VPs. I already see them as R&R club earners and 6-figure earners. I can already see how they look crossing the stage. I got the vision. I can see how many people are going to GoPro this year, how many people are going to be at the company convention, or I could see that. And if your vision is not that clear, guys, you got to rewrite it. Like, my team knows I want 500 attendees at GoPro this year. My team knows that we want 300 plus people at convention in our organization. The vision is painted. And they know it. Yo, we're going to make it happen no matter what. So once your vision is that clear, your goals are written down, you sharing it with people, and now you're going out there and putting in the action behind that, who's going to tell you anything? They looked at me 4 years ago and they was like, bro, you crazy. All you talking about is this credit thing. This is all you talk about. This is all I hear from you. But 4 years later, now when the Mercedes is here, multiple 6-figure earner, now we got thousands of agents in our organization. And now they're like, we don't got to say nothing. The results spoke. We made it happen. We painted a picture. We had a clear vision. We put the work in. We stood determined throughout all the obstacles. And we're here, and it's not over. It's just the beginning. I can't wait to see Xavier receive his $1 million Hall of Fame and all the leaders right after him come after. I can't wait to see Raisa, X, on everybody training on GoPro like Alfred did. I can already see that happening. The vision for us we seen that 4 years ago, 3 years ago when we seen our first GoPro. So when it comes to vision, you got to be very clear. You got to have it in your mind. You got to, manifest. You got to really see these things clear, so you know exactly what direction you want to go in and who you are going to become, right? So I feel that that's super important. One person that I wanted to bring on as a testimony that I feel has huge vision. You know, he came to this country 6 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. We just celebrated that the other day together downtown. Not knowing the language, with a huge vision. Think about coming to the United States and looking for the American dream. Like, you got to have a vision coming from a country that's, you know, third world country that barely the supplies that they need, the life that they kind of live, and seeing this vision in another country and being like, man, one day I'm gonna be over there, and one day I'm gonna be successful, and one day I'm gonna be able to have a family and a daughter and a wife, and I'm gonna be able to take care of my family, and I'm gonna make more money in a year or in a month than what some people make in a year. And this individual came and did that. And I'm honored, man. I'm proud of him. You know, I call him a brother and a friend. And y'all probably heard his story a couple times. And for anybody who's new, who haven't heard it, it's just so powerful. You know, so I wanted to bring him on. He's also a vice president in the company, doing over 100,000 in business. You guys know his name. It's always on the top of the charts, Mr. Bruno Floridor. If he's on, if he can unmute himself and give him quick testimony about vision and what he's been able to do to this point, before we pass it off to our next trainer. Bruno, if you hear me loud and clear, my bro, please.
Hey guys, hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, bro. I hear you.
Perfect. Yo, man, the first thing I want to do is give it back to God, my Savior and Lord, Jesus Christ.
Man.
And also, man, give it back to the host, man. Miss Myra, thank you so much for everything you do. We love you. We appreciate you. And my brother, man, you did a very great job, man. A lot of great nuggets, man. Thank you so much. Shout out to the whole team. I'm excited. I can't wait Dallas. Why? So it's gonna be amazing, man. So talking about vision, you know, I wanna take some, you know, key point with you guys with my story. Been in this country for 6 years, been in with this company with network marketing for 3 years. So no English when I first started. I was still learning English from YouTube. I didn't know nothing about business, nothing about network marketing, nothing like this. Now, what got me started? It was the vision. I saw what my mentor, Mr. David Marquez, was doing at the place. I heard the story. I saw the presentation. I visualized myself with it. I'm like, you know what? I can go ahead and give this one a try and make it to the top, man. Why? I mean, we ain't died. We can try. Why? I mean, we've been to worst thing. We keep fighting. Why not? So get started. So when I went to the event that I went, my first event, it was in Vegas. I heard the story. This is why event is so important. I heard Mr. Alfred Nixon's story, picking up trash in Miami. Now he's a multi-million-dollar earner. I'm like, yo, I can't be that guy too. Vision is important. But like Mr. Rob said, create the vision board is extremely important, because I remember I was in Fort Myers last year, 2 years ago, sorry. And I actually created a vision board. I put it next to my my computer used to be. I'm writing it on every pages on my notebook. I show it to my team on video. It says $10,000 per month. I never made $10,000 per month before. Guess what happened? We get it done. It was see it before you see it. Why? And again, I went to the Milwaukee and I say, I'm gonna train on VP University. That was crazy at that time. Why? Guess what happened? We receive a text out of nowhere once. We'd be like, we're gonna train on VP University. I'm like, who? Me? Really? VP University. So in last year, I tell everybody, but before last year, I was in the call with Beverly and Erica, and we were speaking, and I'm like, man, one day I'm gonna be on the stage with the company. Why? They saw it in me too. They were saying, man, you deserve to train the company one day. And I visualized this in last year, and I tell myself, and I start telling everybody that, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and be on the stage. It was a vision, yo. And last week we received an email from the company, and we're gonna be on the leadership panel to teach the leaders. So, for a training with Lakeisha Marion, SVP, Ajia Hongo, and we have the pleasure also to share the stage with, our own in here as well, Miss Reza Santiago, all of those top people. I'm like, yo, I can't believe it. I was screaming in the whole house. I'm like, yo, is that reality? Like leadership panel, really? So I think this is where vision coming. So it gotta be invisible, like the success have to be invisible first before it comes to the physical. And this is where crazy coming part. This is where your family gonna be like, you will never get there because it's invisible for them. You gotta see it. It gotta be invisible. And this is where faith coming from. And this is why I love this business, because if you don't have faith, you're not gonna make it. You gotta have faith. Why? And this is what get me to where I am. It's all faith, and I have some crazy vision for this year. I know we're gonna work hard, we're gonna make things happen, but man, we, like Mr. Wab said, I feel like I just get started, man. So plant the vision, work after it, because most of the time people just have the vision, but they don't do the work, right? Put the work behind it, and let's get it to the top, man. If I can be where I am right now, come from Haiti 6 years ago, been in this company 3 years, it's all because of vision. This one, we get it done, we put another vision up, we go after it. So I think vision is extremely important. Back to you, Mr. Rob Santiago. Thank you so much, my bro.
Word, my brother. Again, man, put some flames in the chat for Bruno. His testimony is super powerful. What's crazy is that we've really seen it. Like, I remember when Bruno will come up, and even when he first started presenting, right? He would start to share his information. His energy level was super high. We didn't know what he was talking about, but he was still closing deals like crazy. To see him now, huge congratulations to you, my bro. Well deserved, you, Raisa, to be up on that panel, all the leaders, man, for the way that the company, guys, when you're a part of the Relentless organization, the company already knows what time it is. We put in a lot of work, and the leaders and the members, they speak for themselves. So, it's an honor to see our own leaders up there, man. And, with the top of the top, the names that he mentioned, some of them were training on a GoPro stage. You know what I mean? So it's just an incredible thing. I can't wait to see Bruno, Raisa, David, Arnold, all of you guys, Xavier, training on that panel in GoPro is going to be amazing. But again, I want to hand this off to the last speaker of the night. This is the other R to our R&R, right? Miss Raisa Santiago. She's a regional vice president with the company. She's gonna definitely, bring you guys some value to end the call. Babe, if you hear me loud and clear, it's on you.
I hear you. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
All right, awesome. What's going on, guys? What's up, Relentless? Let's throw some flames in the chat for Bruno. My brother, I'm so proud of you. I remember when I first met Bruno, he always had those cool spiky shoes, though. I will say that. Always fresh. But again, just super excited to see his growth. I'm super excited to share that panel with you. It's an honor. And just to be able to see your growth, and obviously give it back to my other half, always killing it. We've done like 3 trainings today. So it looks all hard and nice and sweet, right? Like Bruno says, like you got to have a vision, but you got to put the work behind it. This is about our 3rd training call today. And then again, back to Myra, thank you for your commitment. Thank you for always saying me, I'm present, and definitely being the glue to our organization. So guys, I was tasked today with training y'all. I was tasked with training you guys on a few topics that we've touched over before, but obviously we have a lot of new people on here. And so one of the very first things that I'm going to actually touch on is going to be culture. Obviously, a lot of you guys are probably newer to the organization. And so you're probably like, what does culture mean? And then this can really benefit some of the seasoned agents. Now, as you guys know, I want to give thank you to my senior vice president, Xavier Marrero. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have met Rob. I wouldn't have been making the income that I'm making. So I'm super grateful for him and just grateful for what he's been able to do. And he continues to pave the way for us. But he's always taught us culture. One of the strongest things that Xavier trains on has always been culture in your organization. Culture is everything when it comes to building a team. When you hear culture, even in corporate America, whether you know it or not, right now, corporate America or the company that you currently work for has a culture. There's a standard. And it's basically, really understanding what that culture is. So when we talk about culture, you have to be able to create that within your organization. Now, when I first got started, obviously I knew nothing about culture, but I did know how to connect with people. And once I started to build a little bit of a team, we started to a lot at that time. If you guys, remember, a lot of the older seasoned agents, I was called Mass Killer because I was from Massachusetts. And so my team were called the Mass Killers. If you're part of the original Mass Killers, throw some flames in the chat, right? And so that's kind of what created our culture. And we were just a team full of bees, super hungry, putting up hella enrollments. People didn't know what was going on in Massachusetts at that time. And that's kind of what created our culture. But a lot of people, that's what some people saw. But what was happening behind the scenes was much more powerful than that. We became a really tight knit family. We would go to each other's birthdays. We would go to our kids. If one of our kids in our organization had a birthday, we were all invited and our kids would get together. Saturdays, month end, everyone knew, hey, come to my house. We had about 2 or 3 6-foot tables. I didn't even have a dining room table at that time because there was no way I could fit all of the people in my organization that I had at that time in my house. Barely had any furniture because I just wanted to have people at my house. We did training, we did hands-on training, we did, I don't know, we would do picnics, cookouts in the back. I remember going out to dinner. And that's what really created that ride or die culture that a lot of my leaders today, when I got started, shout out to Vice President Lucinda Lopez, shout out to Cherie Torres, Executive Sales Director. They were like the core, some of the core people that got started when we started creating that culture. And everybody knew us. If you saw one of us, you would see another one of us. And that's what created the culture. So when we talk about culture, one of the most important things is symbolism, right? How many of you guys, type of 1 in the chat if your team has a symbol or a logo? If not, you can create one within your organization. But for instance, God's Plan, I know that they have their logo. Relentless has their logo. Obviously, I have my logo as well. Can you guys hear me okay? Am I still good? Okay, because I don't, okay. So now what you guys want to understand is that symbolizes something. I remember one time Jordan, one of my sales directors, shout out to Jordan, who's a sales director of mine. I had sent them to an event in Atlanta because I couldn't go to that particular event. And I told Jordan, I was like, Jordan, don't worry. It's one of our company events. Just show up. You'll be fine. And I remember him telling me that when he went to that event, that he told them that he was part of my organization. And everyone just opened arms with him and just showed him so much love. And they're like, oh, you part of racist organization? Like, that's good people, da, da, da. And that's what we talk about culture. You're building that culture. So one thing that I know for sure is that you're either creating your culture intentionally within your team or someone else is creating it for you. Okay, let me say that again. So you're either intentionally creating your culture on your team, right? Or someone else is creating it for you. If you know me and my team, we don't play any games. We're really straightforward. I don't know if that's a Massachusetts thing, but we keep it so real. And that's just part of our culture. And a lot of people know us for that. Another thing that we did to really increase the culture in our organization was incentives. We always did incentives. We always did prizes. We always did retreats. We always got together. We would do dinners together, retreats. So for instance, with the leadership team, we do quarterly leadership houses in Orlando. So for the 4-4-5 calendar on the 5th month, when we have 5 weeks, we've set a standard where we're together that last week. And I can't tell you the amount, that's where we really build our bonds. We get to know each other more on a deeper level every single time. And it really helps us understand each other as leaders, but also help each other. I can't tell you how many times a leader has been stuck, because we've all been there. If you've been stuck, type a 1 in the chat. Trust me, we've all been at a place where we're like, man, I've had some success, but I feel stuck right now. And I can't tell you that I can tell you personally that there's been leaders that come to these retreats and they just start enrolling. Why? Because the culture that is created within our organization is, hey, when we get together, we help each other. We sit down. What is it? You're a strong recruiter. Sit down with this person. Let them know what you're doing. Record one of your calls, and just creating that bond. We do a lot of what you guys need to realize is that people just want your time. Okay. As a leader in the organization, or, season, even if you have 2 agents on your team, at the end of the day, those people made an investment. Give them your time, do things like coaching calls, do things like phone calls, make it a point to call 5 people in your organization a day. I just went over this with my leadership team right before this call. And then one thing that, we're starting to implement in our organization is what are your favorite things? So for instance, when an agent gets started on your team, you could basically create a sheet and really find out what are these people's favorite thing, because now when you're recognizing them, right? Let's say you want to send them something for hitting core rank, or they got their first customer and you just want to send them a little something, let's say they say they like flowers or chocolates. I don't know. I'm just giving an example, or something that's their favorite color. Now you're not sending them something that's random. You're really sending them something that it's on their favorites. And so they feel like you care. And this is really what creates the culture, a tight-knit family. And Xavier always talks about this. We're like this on Relentless. We always got each other's back. We just had a leadership call before this call, and it got really emotional towards the end. One of my leaders was unfortunately let go from corporate America. And he said he gave his all in the last 6 years. And he gave his all to this company, blood, sweat, and tears. I've been there. And he literally made us all really emotional, because he said, but no one from that company has called me since I got let go, 2 days before Christmas. And he said, but everyone on the leadership team from this business, he's like, everyone has reached out to me in some way or somehow. And he really got emotional with it. And that's what our culture is. Our culture is very family, tight-knit. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people in our organization right now that are going through COVID. It's like this whole second thing going around. Obviously, our SVP has it as well. But just knowing that you have a family here, that's what really creates that kind of culture where people will, they will run to bat. They will run with your mission, if that makes sense. So I wanted to touch on that and culture as well. The second thing I want to talk about is operating with integrity. Integrity is huge. Within our organization, we have certain codes of integrity. Be honest. It's just kind of those things that are really, common sense is not that common anymore. So sometimes you have to make these things really clear within your organization. What will you allow? What will you not allow? And one of the things I will say is when you are when you're trying to operate with integrity, it's super important that you're being very clear, not only with the people on your team, but also with your prospects. Don't say, hey, you can make millions of dollars. That's honestly one of the things that really affects our industry as a whole, is the expectations are set and they're wrong. How many of you guys know that it takes hard work to build this business, right? It takes hard work, and it also takes money to build a business. When I invested the 288, I had to also get some professional photos. I had to get some business cards. Telling people that they're going to be millionaires just for that one investment, that's not really operating with integrity. Doing the right thing is what we mean by operating with integrity. Always set the right expectations. Always definitely understand your product. So that way it's less of a sales pitch, and just state realistic earnings when it comes to recruiting people. Because the reality is, guys, that right now, if anyone can make an additional $500 from home part-time, that is good money. And that's why I got started. You know, I got started, my goal was very small. I'm like, if I could just make $200 a week, that's $800 a month. That's 2 customers a week. That was my goal when I got started. That's it. I wasn't thinking about making millions. I didn't think it was even possible. I was like, this is one of those things. Oh my God, I'm in this kind of company, right? But as I started to search a little bit more about what we do and what this industry is all about, it creates more millionaires than any other career out there. So why wouldn't we want to be a part of this? And so I started to learn that, but obviously that comes with the educational piece. So just operating with integrity, doing the right thing, guys. You know, we've seen some things out there. Make sure that you are operating within compliance. If you don't know what compliance means, reach out to, you know, your upline, but basically making sure that you're not saying on your pages, hey, I can get you to a 700 credit score in 30 days. Like that's not operating with integrity, because we all know, although it may be possible for some people, we all know that's not the reality for everyone. So we want to make sure that we set those expectations when it comes to operating with integrity. So I'm going to, let me see if I have it here. I had one more thing that I wanted to go over with you guys. And it was on integrity. I don't have it right now, but you know, we've been in business since 2004. Okay. If our business was anything of a scam or scamish, because I hear a lot of people talking about pyramid. Obviously, you guys are going to hear people talk about this as a pyramid scheme. People don't even know what that means. They don't realize that they're in a pyramid scheme right now at their job, right? But you're going to hear that, right? And I want you guys to understand that what a pyramid scheme, or what they consider as an illegal practice, is when you're just recruiting people and there's no product that backs it up. I'll tell you that eliminates us completely as a company being a pyramid scheme, because 80%, if 60 to 80% of our company is based on customers, right? We are more customer based than recruiting based. Do we want more agents? Absolutely. But we have more customers than agents. We have an actual product and service that we provide. And so that will eliminate us from that. So when you hear things like that, or, you know, it's just people that are not educated. But just operate with integrity, always be open, educate yourself, and just move the right way. Be honest and build your organization with honest people. Be honest. Think about your market. Think about the people that you're looking for in your organization. And that's what it boils down to, along with culture. Hopefully I touched on that okay. With the integrity, I just know, do things right. You know, just you know when you're doing something wrong. Okay, you know when you're doing something wrong. Just operate with integrity, and that's all I have today. So hopefully this was able to give you guys value. You know, I know that COVID is coming around and it's kicking our butt. You know, it's holding us back from doing these picnics and these trainings, and but you know, we're just gonna keep trucking along. This is something that all of us are dealing with for the first time, unfortunately, and we just have to continue to build our business. At the end of the day, there's people out there that need what we have, and we have to do what we've been called for. Okay, all of you guys have been called. You are not here by accident, and we just have to go out there and do what we're supposed to do, and do it with purpose, intention, and do it with integrity. So happy New Year to all you guys. Let's get it. Let's give it back to Myra to close it out.
Thank you so very much for that training, Reza. Always bringing a great deal of knowledge, just an awesome way of putting it out there, presenting it. You know, that love has always been recognized. You know, Mass Killers came in hard body, and it's like, yeah, they really had a huge movement going on. And we do as well thank our SVP, Xavier, for following through with giving that for us here within Relentless, and all of the great leaders. I mean, when do we not have an amazing time together? When does it not feel like it's us against the world, right? So I'm definitely grateful on behalf of the team. Thank you for that training and all of those highlights. Huge congrats to everyone with all serving a point in those success stories. But I did want to bring up 2 additional dates, and then it looks like our Vice President, Dr. Bogarty, maybe he looks like he wants something to say. He's the first one to interrupt me in all the trainings, so I think he might have something to say. But it's usually good stuff. So I'm teasing.
Why is it that every time I'm on, you think I got something to say? Does my face look like I just have something to say?
Let me finish.
I don't know, that's something to say, face.
I wasn't finished. Hold up. So listen.
No, it's all good. But I mean, if I have to say something, you know, I just kind of kind of echo, what Raisa, and Bruno were talking about. The culture that Xavier has built and through our leadership has been second to none. I know there's quite a few people on here that have been in other companies, and you've seen when culture can just collapse. And how does that start? That starts through rumor mills, that starts through backbiting and jealousy and things like that. And, we've been part of this organization now, this organization that, Xavier and the leadership has built for 4 years. And I have yet to see that. Leaders come together and we have disagreements, but it's disagreements in love and it's disagreements with the team in mind. And then once we talk and we get on the same page, we support each other like a good team. And that's how champions win. But guys, the thing that's going to destroy any organization is when you let things go unsaid. All right. If there's something that's bothering you in this organization or something that that you need clarity, don't get it from second or third hand sources. Reach up, ask your upline. All right. Don't go to the downline. Don't go to the sideline, because the blind can't lead the blind. All right. We've seen that in organizations, and as leaders, we're privy to some things that maybe you guys aren't privy to, and we see how other organizations are being torn down just by those things. All right, guys. So let's just keep going strong. Let's build this thing. Relentless. We're the fastest growing team. We're the strongest team in our company. And that's not to say any disparaging thing about any other team. All right. We're all the UWE family, but as long as we stay together and stay strong and follow the examples, that our SVP has set and Raisa has set and Rob and just Myra and the entire organization, guys, we're going to come through. It's harvest time. All right. It's harvest time coming up. You guys have made it through what they say, the lean times. All right. Where we're the end of the year and things like that. But now it's harvest time, guys. And so 2022, I truly believe what our Pinnacle Senior Vice President said is definitely the year of the harvest. There's a lot of things going to be announced this weekend that's just going to blow everyone's mind, guys. So congratulations to you. All right. You're here. You're on training. You're dedicated. And let's just go. Let's just go. But guys, the only thing that can stop us is us. That's it. The only thing that can stop us is us. Nobody on the outside. All right. So don't let the idiot upstairs trick you. Don't let people that, don't have a qualified opinion or don't deserve a qualified opinion in your life have a qualified opinion. You're here now. All right. Obviously, you got family, but this is your business family. OK, this is the family that, hey, we're going to pull each other through this. And guys, I tell you, when we look at this date right now, January 4th, 2023. All right. It's going to be, a lot of you guys are going to have your own teams. A lot of you guys are going to be on the stage like Bruno. Guys, I remember I couldn't understand a word Bruno said. Like me and Bruno met 4 years ago. I couldn't understand a word this man said. All right. And now top earner in our company, going to be on stage. I mean, that's just amazing, guys. You don't have to be born here. You just got to have the hard work, the dedication, and move the right way. You never heard a complaint about Bruno ever. Bruno moves the right way. He's God-fearing. Raisa moves the right way. Xavier moves the right way. David moves the right way. All right, guys. So love each and every last one of you. I don't know if I had that one to interrupt face. I guess I do. Maybe the Yankees had. I have no idea. It's kind of shining. All right, but
that was said
back to you, Myra.
That was said with nothing but love and jokes and fun. Like we just, we have that friendship there. So again, I'm just, I was teasing, but you came up on the screen. So legit, I really felt you added icing to the cake. All right. So we're good. Thank you so much as well. Always pouring into the team. Great points. It was intended. We were expected to hear that, I guess. So again, thank you so much for all that you do as well. Shout out to our Vice President, Dr. Arnold Bogarty. He's actually been a direct mentor of mine as well. So always giving him recognition and listening to what he has to say, because he serves as well from knowledge, from personal success, and killing the game with this thing. But dates, I did want to shout this out real quick. And then wrapping it up, because I have 7 names on a name of wheels for the contest that was announced last week. Right. So before I get to that part, because you had to be plugged in, I've seen some of the numbers go down, but those who are still plugged in will be definitely reaping the rewards to that if you made the list. So if you haven't already, send me your name. If you hit the Strive for 5 since it was announced last Tuesday, I think everybody has my name and number or whatever, but hit me up, send it directly to me, please, so I can add the name correctly spelled. I only have 7 so far. Add to that. But also mark your calendars. Tuesday, January 18th. It's in our email. But I want to make sure that we don't miss out on this call. It's in the back office and a bunch of different places. But it's a business recap of 2021 and going into 2022 that is put together by our corporate team. It's a call. Check your emails, check the messages. That's at 3 p.m. Tuesday, January 18th. Also, February 19th, guys, this is a huge deal. Please mark your calendar because Tampa will be hosting a post-convention or a post-convention event. Here it'll be post the Jumpstart. It's going to be supported and promoted throughout the entire company. We have a huge lineup. I mean, just think, top notch. If you ever flip through the magazine that we have with those testimonies and stories, could you imagine having a great deal of those individuals here pouring into the Tampa Bay area? So again, February 19th, consider that your extra Valentine's Day this year. I don't know what, just make it work. You know, we're going to have a huge turnout. It'll be possible because of everyone's contribution and everyone just inviting, staying committed, staying plugged in. And, you know, definitely is the harvest season. We have so much to accomplish this entire year. So I'm going to check in the group chat for any additional names. Like I said, I have 7. But if anyone else actually achieved the strive for 5, it's 10 o'clock. We want to be respectful of your time. I started the wheel of names already, but okay. Yvette Espinosa. So that's someone else. So, all right, let me add that. So you're gonna have to bear with me too. I'm gonna have to go between screens, but Yvette Espinosa. I don't know if there's anyone else that either has been added on or an additional name. So, and if I'm not mistaken, it was the individual, the new enrollment that achieved the strive for 5, as well as their mentor. So Cynthia, is Yvette your personal agent, PSA? Yes, no, maybe. All right, boss lady. So Cynthia Chavarillo. Okay, I'm gonna try to not misspell that. Cynthia Chavarilla. A ver si lo hice bien. Let me see. Okay, well, with an I. With an I and a Y. I mixed that up. Okay, anyone else that needs to be added? C, okay, cool. Got you on, got you locked in. Anyone else? Going once, going twice. I mean, I don't want to. Correct. General, yes. So if I'm not mistaken, you're a personal of Crystal Marrero's. So the qualification, yes. So the qualification, you had to be plugged in. It was last week. Xavier had announced that if you had not yet hit the strive for 5 and had done that by tonight's call or by the week, yeah. So, yay. Okay, Carlos got. I think I do got him. I do believe I got Carlos on the list. Yes, I have Carlos on the list. Jackie, is he your personal? Okay. Tayana Foster. Okay, so Jackie. Bear with me, y'all, because I'm just kind of, going by the instructions. Hopefully I understand the assignment. And let's see. So Tayana Foster. And Tayana Foster, Bianca, is she your personal? Tayana Foster. Okay. She is, okay, cool. So Bianca added as well. I don't know if I'm spelling this right, but y'all have to bear with me. Forgive me, because I promise the money's still gonna be green, even if I misspell your names.
Myra, is Tina
Ma'am.
Foster's, Tayana is under Jacque Sumter. I'm sorry, I didn't understand why you was asking for the personal, my bad.
Okay, so Miss Foster is an agent of who?
Jacque, so Jacquui, Sumter, Sumter. They down the line a little bit. I had to think about that tree line real quick.
And it was how was the last name again? I'm sorry.
Sumter, Sumter.
Okay. T-E or P-E-R? T-E-R?
P-E-R.
Alrighty.
Sumter.
Okay, yeah, because I go between screens when I'm, trying to sit there and type this up. So, okay, Yvette, I believe I said I got this person. Yeah, okay, cool. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and share my screen. Thank you all for bearing with me. I'm gonna share the screen and then I'm gonna put up the names list, start broadcast, and then there will be 3 names picked. And definitely, if any of the leaders are seeing or hearing, if I'm off, if there's any of the instructions or specifics that I may be wrong or need correction on, please feel free to let me know. But I do have the names of Crystal Marrero, Keon Wilson.
Hold up. I'm seeing an issue. What is David Marquez's name doing on there?
My understanding is the outline of the personal sponsor. You know, I don't know if there's any
heck
discriminations
no.
or
All right,
considerations.
we have a conversation. Okay, I missed out that one. All right.
So it's the upline of the personal sponsor of the personally sponsored agent. Because hold up, and I can't see the chat or anything when I'm sharing my screen. All I can. So if anybody else is flipping out in the chats right now,
No, we're joking.
All right. Just okay, it's cool. So again, I have Crystal Marrero, Keon Wilson, Jen Rowe, Nadine Melendez, Luisa Espada, Carlos Echeverria, David Marquez, Yvette Espinosa, Cynthia Chaveria, and Jackie Garcia, Tayana Foster, and Jackie Sumter. So, okay, awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and fill it. So again, it's 3 names. Now the only thing.
Myra,
Yes.
I'm sorry. I think there's still some confusion. Some people were asking, they said the winner was for what? How many? It was 5 enrollments?
Yes, so it was the beautiful flyer with the total grand cash prize. So if anyone had not yet achieved 5 for the Strive for 5 and did so in the contest time period, their name will be added to the list, as well as the sponsor, the mentor that was helping them, their agent, their upline that enrolled them, that helped them do so, because we had a lot of new team members last week. So hopefully I'm remembering correctly.
Oh no, I see Arnold shaking his head. So.
And then the other thing I don't have the specifics on is we go ahead and pick 3 winners, right?
I don't remember that part.
What part?
So, all right. So here's the contest, guys. All right. If you enrolled 5 agents or clients or a mixture of both, okay, from last Tuesday up until this Tuesday, then you got added, to the list. That's what it is. But we'll just roll with that, Myra. Let's not keep people on too long. Let's just go out and give out some money. We will make sure as leaders that, hey, everything is clearly defined next time. But go ahead, let's go ahead and roll it. Drum roll. If David wins, he's splitting it with all the leaders. All right, he's taking us to lunch.
Facts.
Okay. All right, but we'll talk about that in Dallas. All right, but let's just go ahead and run it.
All right, so is it fair to say that with these 3 winners, they will then be directly contacted once all the details are finalized? And I don't want to sit there and say it's gonna be a yacht and it not be a yacht. You feel me? Like I think I messed up enough. So all right, cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and spin the names, to get the top 3 names. Ready? Can y'all see my screen? Somebody unmute and tell me, please.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, perfect. Keon Wilson, congratulations. Name 1. Then let's see. Next winner. Crystal Marrero. Go ahead and congratulate, boss lady. Excellent. Removed off the list. Last and final winner, still winning, of course. Carlos Echeverria. Congratulations. Excellent. So I couldn't have thought of a better way to spend my Tuesday night, but to be here connected with you, celebrating all these wins, receiving phenomenal training. Thank you all for plugging in. Have an amazing and incredible night. Congratulations to the winners. You'll be contacted by your upline. Love you all, of course. We appreciate you staying plugged in and committed so late in the night. But I mean, where else could it be? Where else could you have that much of an awesome Tuesday night? We will see you next week. I look forward to everyone that's attending Dallas. God bless everyone and take care.